One of the biggest names in personal lending just vanished. After 20 years, LendingClub is officially gone. The company just rebranded itself as Happen Bank. You don't just change a brand after you've spent 20 years building it up, unless you plan to make some big changes. In this Happen Bank personal loan review, we'll explain what changes we're already seeing. Is this actually a better deal for you? Or is it just a fresh coat of paint on an old product? Why did a massive financial giant completely change its identity? In 2021, LendingClub did something no other fintech company had ever done before. They bought a bank. Fintech companies were known for being nimble companies with explosive growth. Banks have the opposite reputation: slow, ponderous, and careful. Overnight, this hip teenager traded in his skateboard for a recliner and a pair of reading glasses. For the next few years, LendingClub simply owned a bank. Now, with their new branding as Happen Bank, they are transforming themselves. And the new branding tells us that we should expect a lot of changes to what they offer customers. They are hoping to attract new customers by promoting a digital-only banking experience protected by comprehensive government regulation. But they are also saying goodbye to other customers by closing down their line of credit. But there have also been a few tweaks to their core business of personal loans. The most obvious shift has been a significant increase in their top loan amount. Happen Bank offers personal loans ranging from $1,000 up to $75,000. That top loan amount is up from the previous $60,000 cap under the LendingClub brand. Repayment terms run from 2 years to 7 years, giving you real flexibility to dial in a monthly payment that fits your budget. If you had come to rely on their now defunct line of credit, they now offer a feature that most lenders do not. You can hold multiple Happen Bank loans simultaneously, as long as your total outstanding balance doesn't exceed $75,000. APRs start at 6.53%, which is the first time they've dipped below 7%. This rate is among the lowest in the industry. Of course, not everyone will qualify for that lowest rate. According to Happen Bank, the average personal loan that they issue has an APR of 17.63%. Some will have rates lower than that, and some will have higher rates. The rate you receive will depend heavily on your credit score, debt-to-income ratio, overall credit history, and the loan term. But if you're trying to consolidate credit cards with interest rates north of 20%, a Happen Bank personal loan could save you a lot of money on interest. Hidden in the fine print is a catch that could literally cause you to receive less money than you were approved for. Happen Bank charges an origination fee ranging from 0% all the way up to 8%. And that fee is deducted directly from your loan proceeds before you receive the money. So if you borrow $20,000 with a 5% origination fee, you'll only receive $19,000, but your principal and the interest you owe is calculated on the full $20,000. Make sure you account for that origination fee if you need a particular amount. You don't want to run out of material before you've finished building the bridge. Here's the one rule that matters. If you're not paying the loan off early, the origination fee is priced into the APR already. Don't double count it. If you are planning to pay early, that fee becomes real money you lose. You are essentially prepaying part of the cost of the loan, and you won't get a reimbursement for that fee if you pay the loan off early before the end of the term. On the positive side, Happen Bank does not charge an application fee, brokerage fee, or a prepayment penalty, meaning you can pay your loan off early without being penalized. Late payments that are more than 15 days past due will incur a late fee of $15 or 5% of the late amount. So it's a good idea to set up autopay so you never miss a payment. If you already have a Happen Bank loan, they offer a refinance option called a TopUp loan. While the TopUp loan doesn't have a traditional origination fee, it does come with a processing fee of about 1% of the borrowed amount. A warning, the TopUp loan isn't a traditional loan refinance. When you take out a TopUp loan, Happen Bank forces you to borrow more money. If you aren't disciplined, this feature could lull you into a debt trap. When you know you need to borrow, speed matters. The loan is solving a problem, and the longer the solution takes, the more the problem hangs over you. Happen Bank's process is quick for most applicants. There are things you can do to keep the process moving along, though. The initial application is designed to help you get a quick idea of what rate they would offer you. And here's the good news. Happen Bank uses a soft credit pull for this step, which means that checking to see what they would offer you will not impact your credit score. They will only place a hard inquiry on your credit report if you accept the loan and the funds are issued. According to Happen Bank, 2/3 of loan offers are generated in under a minute, so the initial process is fast, at least for most applicants. If your situation is atypical or your qualifications are borderline, you might need to jump through a few more hoops. Here's where the sand could get into the gears. They may ask for additional documents to verify your income, identity, or employment. If you think this could happen to you, gather the supporting documents ahead of time. Income documents can include pay stubs, recent bank statements, or 1099 tax forms. For identity verification, a utility bill, lease agreement, or insurance policy may do the job. To confirm employment, Happen Bank will typically ask you to verify through a one-time email sent to your work address. If you don't have a work email, they'll work with you on an alternative method. Of course, none of this matters if you can't get approved. So what's the absolute lowest credit score Happen Bank will accept? Simply put, borrowers with fair to excellent credit. Historically, they have accepted applications from people with credit scores as low as 600. That makes them one of the more accessible lenders for people who don't have pristine credit. That said, 600 is genuinely the floor. Applicants near that threshold may still face challenges depending on other factors like income, debt-to-income ratio, and recent payment history. I don't know of any other bank that lends to people with credit scores as low as 600. So it will be interesting to see if Happen Bank continues this LendingClub tradition, or if they become more restrictive. If your credit score is that low and Happen Bank has approved you, leave a comment below and tell us about it. If you think your qualifications are borderline and you want to strengthen your application, you can apply for a joint loan with a co-borrower. This works best if your co-borrower has a stronger credit profile than you do. Once approved, you'll receive multiple loan offers to choose from. You can pick the one that works best for your situation. You will choose from the lowest monthly payment, the shortest term, or the best APR. When you accept the loan, the money flows quickly. Happen Bank says that most loans are funded within a business day of approval. That's not a guarantee, though. Things can get in the way. For instance, your current bank's policies around money transfers or accepting the loan late at night. Is Happen Bank a good fit for you? A Happen Bank personal loan is probably best for people who have fair to excellent credit, need a substantial amount of money, want to consolidate significant credit card debt, or could use the flexibility of stacking smaller loan amounts. On the other hand, a Happen Bank personal loan probably is not a good fit for people with credit scores that start with a 5, or are at the lower end of the fair credit range, or for people who plan to pay the loan off significantly early and therefore don't want to deal with the high origination fee. Here's the thing about personal loans. The market is competitive, and the best rate for you will depend on how well your credit profile aligns with a company's ideal borrower. So, if you're considering a loan, here are some other lenders you might consider. SoFi is a strong choice for borrowers with good to excellent credit. They offer loans with no origination fees, no late fees, and offer unemployment protection benefits in case you lose your job during repayment. Upstart uses an AI-based underwriting model that goes beyond credit scores. They will consider factors like education and employment history. This can be an advantage for borrowers who are creditworthy but might have a thin credit file. Best Eggs should be on your list if you have fair credit and would like to consider a secured as well as unsecured options. If you own your home, they have a homeowner's discount worth considering. But there are other companies that could work with you as well. You could apply to each company individually, but we've tried to make things easier for you. If you go to the Yukon project, you can visit our lending marketplace page. When you apply to any one of our featured lenders, we will automatically check your rate with up to 40 lenders behind the scenes. Our partners use a soft credit check, so applying won't hurt your credit score. You'll see real, personalized offers all on one page, which makes it a lot easier to find the best loan for you. Our verdict? Happen Bank is a legitimately solid lender that has made meaningful efforts to provide valuable service to borrowers. Within the last year, we are seeing a higher loan cap, a lower starting APR, fast funding, a soft credit inquiry check, and the protection of a bank charter. These are all real advantages. I also really like their loan stacking option because it encourages people to borrow the least amount that they need, knowing they can always go back to the well. The origination fee is the main thing to watch out for. Depending on your credit profile, that fee could add up to 8% of your loan amount. At the Yukon project, we think origination fees above 5% are too high. Make sure you factor that into the total cost of the loan before you sign anything. Our recommendation? If you have a credit score of 600 or above and you're looking to borrow up to $75,000, Happen Bank absolutely deserves a spot on your shortlist. But don't apply to them in isolation. Take the time to check your rate with other lenders. It could save you a lot of money on interest over the life of the loan. If you found this review helpful, drop a like and subscribe. Your support helps us out, and we appreciate it. Thanks for watching.